Bring them all up, bring them all up. Which I think, because you can have somebody come up over. Just don't drag it out long. You need to go away.
Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting of the Wilson County Board of Education for December 12th, 2022 to order. Members of the board, we need to have an approval of the agenda, if you would.
Madam Chair,
Mrs. Powell,
I move that we approve the agenda for the December 12th, 2022 Wilson County Board of Education meeting.
Second.
it has been moved by Mrs. Powell, seconded by Mr. Mercer, that the agenda for the December 12th, 2022 meeting be approved. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Let the record reflect that the motion carries unanimously. Please note that this meeting is being televised on Spectrum and Greenlight Channel 22. The meeting is being live streamed through the Wilson County Schools YouTube channel. The public can also view the meeting through the links on the Wilson County Schools Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages, and the Wilson County Schools website. It is that portion of our meeting tonight that calls for the installation of board members that have been re-elected to serve. Mrs. Horrison, if you would proceed to the podium in order to administer the oath of office to each of the four members. The four members who will be installed are Mrs. Deborah Powell, District 1, myself, Dr. Christine Fitch, District 3, Mrs. Beverly Boyette, District 5, and Mr. Ryan Breen, District 7. At your pleasure, Mrs. Horrison.
It is an honor to administer the oath of office to re-elected board members in Districts 1, 3, 5, and 7. As I call your name, please come forward. Ms. Powell.
If it cannot hear, thank you. If there's anyone family members or persons coming with Mrs. Powell,
Deborah C. Powell was re-elected to a 4-year term to District 1. Ms. Powell starts her 9th year tonight on the Wilson County Board of Education. Would you like to introduce your family members?
Oh, yes, definitely, I'm sorry. This is my mother, Janie Powell, and my cousin, Angela Battle.
Please place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. Ms. Powell, please repeat after me. I, Deborah C. Powell,
I, Deborah C. Powell,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support
that I will support
and maintain the Constitution and laws
and maintain the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution and laws
and the Constitution and laws
of the State of North Carolina,
of the State of North Carolina,
not inconsistent therewith,
not inconsistent therewith,
and that I will faithfully discharge my duties
and that I will faithfully discharge my duties
as a member of the Wilson County Board of Education.
as a member of the Wilson County Board of Education.
Congratulations. Need for you to sign your oath. Dr. Fitch. Dr. Christine L. Fitch was reelected for another four-year term to District 3. Dr. Fitch starts her 34th year tonight. Would you like to introduce your family members?
Yes, my twin sister, Dr. Ernestine Fitch, my niece, Erica Fitch, a sister, Yvette Handy, and Steve Sewell.
Dr. Fitch, please place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. And repeat after me. I, Christine L. Fitch,
I, Christine L. Fitch,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
and maintain the Constitution and laws
and maintain the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution and laws
and the Constitution and laws
of the state of North Carolina,
of the state of North Carolina,
not inconsistent therewith,
not inconsistent therewith,
and that I will faithfully discharge my duties
and that I will faithfully discharge my duties
as a member of the Wilson County Board of Education.
as a member of the Wilson County Board of Education.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Boyette? Okay. Beverly Page Boyette was reelected to a four-year term to District 5. Ms. Boyette starts her 9th year tonight on the Wilson County Board of Education. Please place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. Ms. Boyette, please repeat after me. I, Beverly Page Boyette,
I, Beverly Page Boyette,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
and maintain the Constitution and laws
and maintain the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution and laws
and the Constitution and laws
of the state of North Carolina,
of the state of North Carolina,
not inconsistent therewith,
not inconsistent therewith,
and that I will faithfully discharge my duties
and that I will faithfully discharge my duties
as a member of the Wilson County Board of Education.
as a member of the Wilson County Board of Education.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Mr. Breen? That's okay. Ryan A. Breen was re-elected to a four-year term to District 7. Mr. Breen starts his fifth year tonight on the Wilson County Board of Education. Would you like to introduce your family members?
Absolutely. This is my mother, Louisa Breen. This is my daughter, Anna Breen. My son Bertram, or Patrick Breen, and my loving wife, Jessica.
Please place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. Mr. Breen, please repeat after me. I, Ryan A. Breen,
I, Ryan A. Breen,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
and maintain the Constitution and laws
and maintain the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution and laws
and the Constitution and laws
of the State of North Carolina,
of the State of North Carolina,
not inconsistent therewith,
not inconsistent therewith,
and that I will faithfully discharge my duties
and that I will faithfully discharge my duties
as a member of the Wilson County Board of Education.
as a member of the Wilson County Board of Education.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Can you sign these papers? Thank you.
The next item on our agenda calls for the organization of the board. According to board policy, every December, the board is reorganized. I will turn the meeting over to Dr. Lane Mills, Superintendent, for the purpose of the selection of a chairman of the board.
Thank you, Madam Chair. At this time, the floor is open for nominations for chairman.
Dr. Mills,
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to nominate Dr. Christine Fitch for the chairman.
Second.
Christine Fish has been nominated by Ms. Powell and seconded by Mr. Mercer for chairman. Any further nominations? All right, hearing none, need a vote to close the nomination for chairman and election by acclamation.
Madam Chair. Excuse me, Mr. Chair,
I appreciate that.
just force a habit.
Yes,
that's all.
force it.
Okay, let me start again. Dr. Mills,
Yes, sir.
I move that we close nominations.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Mercer and is properly second. All in favor of saying aye?
Aye.
All opposed? Dr. Fitch, I'll turn the meeting back over to you so you can chair the meeting as chairman.
Thank you so much. Next is the call for the office of vice chairman. The floor is now open for nominations for vice chair.
Madam Chair,
Mrs. Barnes,
I move that I would like to nominate our Dingman Award winner, Mr. Henry Mercer, for Vice Chair.
Second.
it has been moved that the name of Henry Mercer be placed in nomination for the vice chairmanship. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, the chair will entertain a motion to close the nominations and by acclamation, name Mr. Mercer as vice chair.
Madam Chair, I move we close the nominations and vote by acclamation Mr. Henry Mercer as Vice Chair.
Second.
It has been moved by Mr. Breen, seconded by Mrs. Powell. that the nominations be closed and that by acclamation, Henry Mercer become the vice chair. Thank you so very much. And members of the board, thank you for your continued support of me in going forward, serving as chair.
Madam Chair, how
Mrs.
many years has Mr. Mercer served on the board?
18.
18, I just,
This is beginning of 19.
okay.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
do we need to vote on the motion?
No, sir, it was by acclamation.
Okay.
Thank you so much. The next, we will ask the audience to please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, to be followed by a moment of silence to be led by Mrs. Powell.
Thank you.
Members of the board, placed in front of you was an additional set of minutes that we will include in asking for the approval of minutes. So we are asking for approval of minutes of November 21st, 2022, our regular board meeting, and December the 8th, 2022, a special board meeting. What is your pleasure?
Madam Chair,
Mrs. Boyette?
I move that we approve the minutes of November the 21st and December the 8th.
Second.
It has been moved by Mrs. Boyette, seconded by Mr. Breen and Mrs. Barnes, that the minutes of November 21st, 2022, and December the 8th, 2022 be approved. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Let the record reflect that the motion carries unanimously. We are now at our good news presentation, and Mrs. Powell will ask that you assist Dr. Mills in our good news report.
We have several folks to recognize tonight, board members, audience members. If I could ask Miss Christy Proctor to come forward, please. Please stand right up front, I know. Let me tell you a little bit about Miss Christy Proctor and why she's being recognized tonight. She's been recognized as a Champion of Education Award from the North Carolina School Boards Association. As all of you may or may not know, but you should know, Christy Proctor is the owner and operator of Chick-fil-A of Wilson, and she received the Champion of Education Award at the School Boards Association Awards ceremony held November 15th. Our board nominated her because of her incredible support of Wilson County Schools. If you ask anyone to describe her, you'll hear the same two words, chicken and children. I thought that was pretty good. Ms. Proctor had every intention of becoming a teacher instead of the prominent business owner that she is today. Although she chose a different path, she still dedicates much of her time, talent, resources to public school education and is one of our biggest champions. A large number of her part-time employees are our students, and she celebrates their academic achievements, attends after-school events, arranges counselors to assist with college applications, and awards thousands of dollars in scholarship funds. She is a member of the Wilson Education Partnership and a vital supporter of our district's backpack drive. Not only does she donate, but she holds her own collaborating drive on her birthday, Bucks for Backpacks. While she may not be working daily in one of our classrooms, we know that Ms. Proctor is in our corner and will always support our students, staff, and families. And we really thank her for her support. Congratulations, Ms. Proctor. It was wonderful that you were recognized across the state, and we were glad to bring this home to you. Thank
No
you.
words, Ms. Proctor?
It's my pleasure.
There's a few other special folks here tonight that I'm really excited to recognize as well. And they're our 2022 Wilson County Schools Christmas Card Design Contest winners. And if these folks are here, if they would come up front with Ms. Powell, I'd like to recognize them with everybody tonight. Alana Pope, a fifth grader at Vic Elementary School. There she is. Come on up. Hang out with us, Alana. Liberty Langston, fifth grader at Lee Woodard. Anna Alford, fourth grader at Frederick Douglass. And so slide this way so everybody can see
That's
you.
too cute.
Brianna Mayo, kindergartner at Gardner's Elementary. All right. Come on, Brianna. And Sama Alous, fifth grader at Vincent Bynum Elementary. Now let me tell you about these artists right here. For the past several years, I've held a contest for elementary students to design the Christmas cards that I send to colleagues in Wilson across the state. We still send paper Christmas cards, unlike the electronic ones. And one of the hardest things that we do is choosing the winners, because we have some amazing artists in our district, and they have such great designs. But this year, I selected 5 winners, and you are the 5 winners, and they are beautiful, beautiful cards. In the past, it was only 3 winners, and then 4, and I just had problems. So this year, I made it 5. And so my family and I spread them all out, and we look, and then we ask people at work, and it is wonderful artwork, and it really puts you in the mood for the Christmas season, and you guys did an amazing job. So I'm very proud of you, and your families and schools should be very proud of you. I see many of your principals and some of your folks from your schools here, and your families are here. But we framed your artwork so you can share your artistic talent with others. And we also have a certificate for you and a $25 Walmart gift card for each of you to buy some more art supplies, because I know you'll use them. But I wanted to thank you for taking the time and sharing your talent with us. It's beautiful, and it's a wonderful gift. And I know that your cards will put everyone in the holiday spirit. Would you mind just kind of letting everybody kind of see your pictures, just kind of show them up there? They are beautiful. Each of them has a different kind of holiday theme to it. And they're better than anything you can buy anywhere. And thank you for sharing them with us. So, you get pictures? Can we get pictures, y'all? And Mom and Dad and folks, if y'all want to get a picture, now'll be a good time, because once we let them go, they're going to run. I'm going to stand back here. Let's spread out and let Miss Amber get our picture, okay? You ready? Best part of the job.
Dr. Mills, before they go back, would they turn so we could see
Yes. Would you show them?
artwork too, please?
So they can see, these go out across the state to all the school systems and all across town. We've got everything from reindeers to snow scenes
Okay. Let's see what
Beautiful.
to hot cocoa.
That's very
Right.
nice.
Very good.
Congratulations.
Real artist.
pick out some more art supplies and keep drawing for us. Madam Chair, that's all I had.
All right, thank you so much. It is always so uplifting to get the good news report. Wait for the room to clear out.
Those cards are beautiful.
Yes,
They're
really professionally designed.
I mean, it's so much fun. It's one of the most fun. We spend a lot of time here at the office going through them, and it's hard. It's beautiful.
Next is the chairman's report. I'm gonna keep it very brief. We extend best wishes to our high school students as they prepare for final exams so that they are complete. The semester for them is complete when they go home for Christmas. And we wish holiday greetings, Merry Christmas to our entire Wilson County Schools family. And hope that when school does break for the holiday, that everybody will take the opportunity to have much cheer among family and friends, to rest, regenerate, recuperate, revive themselves in preparation for our spring semester. So let me say Merry Christmas to each of you, to the watching audience, to our students, our parents, our staff, and may this be the best holiday season ever. And with that, I'm done. And Dr. Mills, your report, please.
Mine's gonna seem lengthy, but it's still brief. As you all know, Barnes Elementary was approved as a restart school in January of 2020. And due to the success of the program, Barnes was selected to host a Restart Professional Learning Network meeting that was in collaboration with the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction that took place December 1st. Restart schools from across the state were invited to attend and tour the school, and several of us had a chance to go out and talk to visitors and others. And Barnes was selected to host this visit due to their success with utilizing Restart flexibilities to attract their identified Restart goals, and because of their academic success during the 21-22 school year. It was a really great visit and session, and we just wanted to thank and congratulate Ms. Spencer and all the staff and students at Barnes for this recognition. We were very proud of them. They should be proud of themselves, and it was a great day. Board members, just a reminder, we've got a ribbon cutting for the new Wash Center at Fike, which we're very excited about. That will be on Wednesday, December the 21st at 10 a.m. in the Media Center. Okay. It's the 4th clinic for our district, and we're really excited it's opening. Let Ms. Lynch know if you plan on attending. And again, for everyone out there, the Wash Centers are possible because of the partnership between our district, the Wilson County Health Department, the Healthcare Foundation of Wilson, and Wilson Forward. Funding for Wash Centers and staffing support is generously provided through the Healthcare Foundation of Wilson, and we are so thankful for that. It is wonderful to have those clinics in our school system and the staff support they provide for our folks. We're also in the process of, many of you seen on our website or elsewhere through phone calls, of developing the 23-24 traditional instructional calendar, and we've asked for input from staff and families as we seek board approval coming up. 2 calendar options have been created, and they can be reviewed from a link on our website and social media sites. Paper copies of the calendar options and the feedback form are also available at the schools. We're asking for input by December 16th, so that's this week. And as Dr. Fitch said, it is hard to believe it's almost time for winter break. December the 22nd, for everyone keeping track at home, is an early release day in our traditional schools, and students will be out for break through January the 9th. Early colleges start their break this week, and they will be out through the 6th. They have an early release date this Wednesday. I want to wish all of our students well on exams and finish strong. And I hope everyone has a safe and relaxing holiday with family and friends and comes back ready for the spring semester. It will always go very fast from here on out. So, Madam Chair, that's all I had.
Thank you so much. Next on the agenda is the opportunity for the public to provide input. Each person is granted 3 minutes for his or her presentation. This portion of the meeting is for the board to hear matters of interest from the public. However, obscene or vulgar statements, personal attacks, and statements reasonably perceived to be disruptive or imminently threatening to the orderly operation of the meeting shall not be permitted. We have, members of the board, 2 persons who have signed up to address the board this evening. The first is Vernestine Kent regarding educators protecting their community. Ms. Kent? And while she's coming forward, let me recognize that she is a former Teacher of the Year for Wilson County and was also North Carolina Teacher of the Year during that time. Good to see you, Ms. Kent.
Thank you, Dr. Fitch. Good evening, Board of Education members. My name is Vernestine Kent, and I am a product of Wilson County Schools. I'm matriculated through the halls of Rock Ridge Elementary School, Springfield Middle School, and James B. Hunt High School. Class of. The purpose of me coming tonight is to share with you some information about our international space station-based technology that neutralizes 99.9% of contaminants in the air without chemicals, without spraying or anything. I have emailed Dr. Fitch and each board member documentation and evidence of it. Educators protect their community is very personal to me as an educator. As a mathematics teacher, we're always looking for solutions to problems. One of the problems facing public education today is keeping our air in our classrooms clean. I'd like to share with you the first line of defense is for teachers to protect themselves. So our company, Valara, deals with Resist, which helps to build the immune system, as well as the H2 fuel bottle, which hydrogenates water in 3 minutes and alkalines it for our system. One of the things I want to share with you tonight is what I have on here, and it is a Fresh Air Personal. The Fresh Air Personal is technology. Instead of wearing a mask, it repels contaminants in the air. It uses needlepoint ionization, and anything in the air it compels. Personally, I have been to 6 states, around 21 people who have been documented with COVID, monkeypox, and the flu. I've been tested 6 times, and I have not had it because I've worn my Fresh Air Personal. So I'd like to, if you could pass that around, it's on your, okay. The second item is the Fresh Air Mobile. The Fresh Air Mobile is a state-of-the-art space technology, AccuPure technology that goes out and cleans the atmosphere. This is for your car. It covers 50 square feet. You could use it in your office or you can plug it into your car. The difference between the Fresh Air Personal and the Fresh Air Mobile, the Fresh Air Personal repels anything from coming inside your personal space, and the Fresh Air Mobile cleanses 50 square feet in your space. Okay.
Time. Thank you.
Thank you.
So much. We have the information. We will peruse this. Thank you so much. The second person to address us tonight is Charles Bell regarding school policy.
Good evening, folks. Well, I was going to come up here today and talk about school policy with regards to books in the library and what's going on with gender identification, but I think I'm going to hold off on that because with all the kids here today, I've gotten into the Christmas mood and figure why bring that down. So just wanted to wish you guys all a Merry Christmas, and I'll see you back in January.
Thank you so much. Members of the board, as you are aware, you can direct the chairman to respond to the concerns and presentations on behalf of the board, direct the administration to respond to the concern, refer the matter to a board committee, refer the matter to the administration, or place the matter of concern on the agenda for a future meeting. What is your pleasure?
Madam Chair,
Mr. Mercer?
I think administration should respond.
Is that consensus?
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. Next on our agenda are the committee reports. Administrative Services, Mr. Mercer.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Administrative Services Committee met this afternoon, and we discussed one information item and two action items. The first item being the Wilson County Schools Disposal of Surplus Property Report. And Dr. Williams, I think, will share something with us on that.
Yes, sir. In accordance with the Wilson County School Board Policy 6560, disposal of surplus property, we'll be presenting twice a year the report on any surplus property that was disposed of throughout the year. And inside of your board package, you have the property for this first report. The next report will be in June of 2023.
All right. Questions or comments, members of the board? Next.
Okay, hearing none. Our first action item is regarding the construction manager at risk for the construction of the new Frederick Douglass Elementary School. As you remember, we had three companies represented make presentations last Thursday, I think. And the companies were Barnhill Contracting Company, Bordeaux Construction Company Incorporated, and HG Reynolds Company Incorporated. After discussion with the committee this afternoon, the committee finds that, and they wish to recommend Barnhill Contracting Company. Does anyone have any additional comments or questions?
Is that your motion?
Pardon me?
Was that a motion?
No, not yet. I just, okay. Hearing none, on behalf of the Administrative Service Committee, I move that the full board approve Barnhill Contracting Company as the construction manager at risk for the construction of the new Frederick Douglass Elementary School.
Second.
It has been moved by Mr. Mercer, seconded by both Mrs. Powell and Mr. Breen, that Barnhill Constructing Company be named the manager at risk for the construction of the new Frederick Douglass Elementary School. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Let the record reflect that the motion carries unanimously. Mr. Mercer?
Thank you. Our second action item was the 2022-2023 budget amendments. We had three. First one being Amendment 104, which is the State Public School Fund, and it was budgeted for items such as salaries, benefits, supplies, contract services, etc. Any questions or comments about Amendment 104? Hearing none, our second one, Budget Amendment 302, Federal Grant Funds. It also is budgeted for items such as salaries, benefits, supplies, contracts, and okay, and et cetera. Any comments, additional comments or questions? Okay, our third and last amendment was 804, Local Special Revenue Fund, which is for the budgeted for items such as salaries, benefits, supplies, equipment, contract services, et cetera. And I think, Dr. Williams, that was partially matching funds, wasn't it?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
And that was
For the,
on
School
the,
Violence Prevention Program.
yeah.
correct? Yes, sir.
And that money, the matching part comes from what
That's,
fund?
There'll be Fund 8, there'll be fund balance, which.
Fund balance.
Which is not current expense, so. And we
Okay.
had reported last month, $1 million in that fund.
Okay. Any additional comments or questions? Hearing none, Madam Chair,
Yes.
on behalf of Administrative Services Committee, I move the full board approve Budget Amendment 104, 302, and 804 as recommended by administration.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Mercer, seconded by Mr. Breen, that the board approve budget amendments 104, State Public School Fund, 302, Federal Grant Fund, and 804, Local Special Revenue Fund as presented by the administration. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Let the record reflect that the motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Mercer.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Next on the agenda is the report from the Instructional Services Committee. That committee met this afternoon as well, and we had 4 informational items and 1 action item. The first informational item was regarding contract notification. As you are aware, the superintendent has authorization to enter into contracts involving amounts up to $90,000 and monthly to report those to us. We have 2 such contracts. One is Follett School Solutions for the annual renewal for library manager, resource manager, and Title Peak, which would allow persons to have a look at the front cover of books. That amount is for $48,972.35. And the second is for the renewal of Microsoft 365 license from Soft Choice Corporation in the amount of $68,231.19. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none. The next item that was on the agenda was a draft of Administrative Regulation 7241 regarding drug and alcohol testing of commercial motor vehicle operators. That extensive administrative regulation was provided, and you have it before you. This is information, and it will not come back to us next month. Are there any questions, comments, or discussion? Hearing none, the third item was revision of Policy 4333, weapons, bomb threats, terrorist threats, and clear threats to safety. This too is a first read, and the primary change in this policy dealt with the inclusion of a sentence that dealt with insertion of nuclear, biochemical, biological or chemical weapons of mass destruction because of its definition in General Statutes 288.21C, and the delineation change that occurred because of that insertion and the outlining of proponents for sub-areas that were included. Is there any, and this will come back to us again next month as well. Are there any questions or comments or discussion?
Madam Chair,
Mrs. Boyette?
I just, for the general public that might be listening, would
Okay.
like to add that, in this policy, it makes it very clear that it doesn't matter whether you are serious or not serious, that all threats, all bringing of weapons, all of this is, handled very seriously. It's not something that you get a second chance on. So we would encourage our parents and our students mostly to be aware that you're not gonna get a second chance if you call in a bomb threat or make one of these threats at school. So think about it before you do it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Any other comments or discussion points? Hearing none, the last informational item is the revision of policy 6230, school meal and competitive food standards. Again, as a first read. Any questions or comments or discussion points? Hearing none, Mr. Vice Chair, I will turn the meeting over to you for the action item that will be presented.
Yes, ma'am.
This regards contracts that require board approval. As previously stated, the superintendent has the authority to enter into contracts up to $90,000, but those contracts above that threshold come to us for approval. And we have a Scribbles software contract for $175,800 to provide for the digitizing of all of our Wilson County Schools student and human resource records. This is phase 2 of the process, as we have previously approved Scribbles in this digitizing process. This is being handled through ESSER funds, and in this phase, we are dealing with inactive records. Previously, the records were of our current students, but this portion of work being done by Scribbles is for inactive records. So for those students who have already matriculated through our system, we make sure that records are available so that if somebody has a request for their transcript or whatever, they can make the request and it can be retrieved and brought back. It was the intent of the Instructional Services Committee to bring this forward for approval by the full board. Therefore, Mr. Vice Chair, I move that the contract for Scribbles software in the amount of $175,800 be approved by the full board.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded that the full board approved the contract with Scribble Software at for $175,800 be approved by the full board. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Hearing none, it passes unanimously. Madam Chair, back to you.
Thank you so much. Mrs. Barnes?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I move that the Wilson County Board of Education go into closed session to consider confidential personnel matters as provided in North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A1 and 6 and 115C-319 through 321 to consider confidential student matters as provided in North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A1 and North Carolina General Statute 115C-402 in the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act 20 U.S.C. 1232G, and to consult with the Board of Education attorney and preserve the attorney-client privilege as provided in North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A3.
Second.
It has been moved by Mrs. Barnes, seconded by Mrs. Boyette, that the Wilson County Board of Education go into closed session to consider confidential personnel matters as provided in North Carolina General Statutes 143-318.11A1 and 6, and 115C-319 through 321, to consider confidential student matters as provided in North Carolina General Statutes 143-318.11A1 and North Carolina General Statutes 115C-402, and the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act 20, United States Code 1232G, and to consult with the Board of Education attorney and preserve the attorney-client privilege as provided in North Carolina General Statutes 143-318.11A3. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Let the record reflect that the motion carries unanimously. We are adjourned to closed session.